long years when they were. And don't you know, they said it was a misunderstanding. Read a letter of apology to the Graham family. So your mama was a pillar, Miss Graham was a pillar of the community. It's unfortunate that this happened. So we had aggressive police officer. He needs to be trained. And he gave us an apology. Moselle was there. We had Mr. Griffin, superintendent of Cumming County. He's coming to everybody, Reverend Peoples, all these, everybody. If you think of a musician, and I was like, oh, I know a lot of people, right? And people knew my father as well. And my father was on the Chamber of Commerce in St. Louis. So it was a real good figure. We didn't get no money. And Moselle said, oh, this is the best y'all gonna get. They're gonna drag this out. They're gonna do it. I said, I agree, man. They're just gonna drag this out.
And Dalton, what I've been finding out as I've been doing my little investigative work, it seems like that's what they do. The police officers, when they step out of line, then they superiors will send a letter to apologize, as if that's going to make matters worse. Your cops should already know that they're peace officers, so they shouldn't come there assuming anything.
Exactly. And Wayne claimed out that he was Mexican. And the nurse testified, she said, if your brother was Mexican, I was there the whole time. I didn't see. And he did walk to him and told him, if you need to be here, you won't get no drugs here. You know, Wayne said he was selling. It was just a disconnect, but he walked from and asked him to leave. Now, can you imagine when all passed, he gets downstairs crying, ain't bothering nobody. The police officer come up and harass you. You don't know how you may react. You know what I mean?
Right.
They got crazy. But Glenn Adams, I tell you this, I shouldn't hold a lot against him. He came through.
And he's the commissioner now.
He's the commissioner, yeah. He's got several projects on.
He's a
still
huh?
Still talk.
Oh, they do.
He was crazy about it. He knew her before I did. Because, he knew her before I did. Yeah. He's the number one lawyer, well, the highest paid lawyer in Cumberland County. And he was going to run for mayor. And everybody said, ain't nobody did it. He was going to run for mayor. You know? And he does a lot of, they said he was doing civil rights cases, right? And now he's transitioned more into politics. But they came out that he was going to run for mayor. They ain't know why he didn't run for it this time. You know?
Oh, okay.
Because her mother constantly tell me, yes, then, when that last song, you're going to be mad. But she mad at you. That's what it sounds.
Oh, that's what her mama would say.
Mama always throwing that up. I'm like, why is she mad at me? You know? Well, yeah. That seemed like a good group organization. But I would tell you, Kim, take it slow. There's no need to go in there and say, I could do this, I could do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that. If I'm gonna see what things, how things go. But if they ask me like, how can we help you? I have these two things, this is my main issue. I need to secure housing. I need, these number of things. And then at some point, I would love to be able to talk to the attorney about my case with Tony. Is there anything that I can do? At the very minimum, shut him down.
Yeah, but see, Kim, even what you showed me, and I think you're a pursuit, okay? I'm just telling you some of the challenges that you may have. Even when you showed me, you call them contracts. Those contracts not approved, but they are, to me, you have sale invoices.
Okay.
You got sale invoices for merchandise. So they receive the merchandise, portion of they receive the merchandise, they got to pay for that product. Now, you got one portion of it, which you explained to me, that Tony received money for.
He received half of the, so let's just say, just even if I'm not going to claim the 29,000, but just say my customers bought 2 million bottles. He shipped 1 million of it, which equals to $5 million.
Okay, so that's what you can claim.
Okay.
You're saying, because you said you got $29 million contracts, and I didn't see that. I just didn't want to go into it and say, whoa, wait a minute. But whatever merchandise that Tony sent to that vendor and got paid for it, you were supposed to get a percentage of that. That's what you go at. That may be significant. I don't know. That may be significant.
It was just in kicks and giggles. If I was due 700,000 in commission off of the 5 million, so even 300,000 off of the commission, because he sent half. Let's just say that 350.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I'm going by what you're saying.
Right.
You have to go by what's documented. You got evidence to prove that. Now, maybe you got it. You don't have to say,
I do. I got it all in digital form, and I also got a chronological form binder with over 200 pages in it.
You're going to need that. I don't know about the 200 pages.
It's the same thing, because if somebody want to say, just say, like, for an example, a lawyer say, send me what you got. I could send him, PDF, a whole the whole 200 pages electronically for somebody to review, or I can walk into somewhere and say, here's the binder.
Okay, well, that's whatever you got. I don't know what you got. I'm just going by what you have told.
Right.
I haven't seen anything, but I know what you explained to me, because you have invoices. Those are not contracts.
Okay, I had a contract with him to purchase merchandise from him, where I sent him invoices, and the customers transferred half the money as a deposit for them to start to put themselves in the production line to receive the product.
Yeah, you got that in writing.
I got everything in writing, contract and every invoice, I haven't done anything because I didn't.
Because you got something written down. Has he signed a contract? As a
yes, he signed the contract. Remember, we signed the contract in the beginning when I told him I would.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have a signed agreement?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you have a contract, and that's a binding agreement. I was saying a sale invoice. A contract, by definition, is a binding agreement between two parties. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have a binding agreement where it states that everything that you tell me, Tony signed it and you signed it.
Right.
Okay, you got a contract there. That's a binding agreement. Now you got a case. You got a case, and you can produce that document. Am I correct?
I can produce everything. I got all 200 pages.
Nobody got time to read 200 pages.
But Dalton, I got every email. It does right. I got every email. I got every text message between us and Diana. It's all together in a binder. Whatever they want to see.
Emails and text messages gonna be important.
Right.
Even if you're like, well, this really don't say this, but I got an email where y'all working as business partners that says this, or a text that says this, and so he owes you. You can go after him.
Right.
And you get some of those folks who may be pro bono were like, what? They're like, I think I got something here. What you showing me? You're like, I can't pay. They say, well, I'm going to take a higher percentage if you win. You can get them if they win. Like, let's say you get 100,000, Tony. And they say, well, I did a pro bono, so I'm going to take 35%. So they're going to take 35,000 and then give you the rest. Okay.
Dalton, $2 right now I could benefit from.
Well, I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
You got a strong enough case. You don't have to have $10,000 retained. You can still go after this guy. Okay? Still ready. And he may see you coming. He might like, Well, listen, how can we work this out?
But why would he do that when one of the customers sued him for $285,000?
No, that you can't. I can't answer that question.
Yeah, but I'ma just tell you that I have a judgment too, where I've been attached to the judgment that they made against Tony. They attached me and they attached Diana as if she really was a part of the company. But they attached us to the judgment of $286,000.
So were you a part of his company?
No, I was not a part of his company.
Okay. You can go out, you can put that all in there. You've been damaged. You can give him for punitive damages. You hear me?
Right. But here's my thing: if he didn't show up for court for that, what make he then I get a judgment. Then I have to go find out how to get into his bank accounts and find him and all of that kind of stuff to get the money. If the money ain't already spent up.
Well, Kim, you can't go into his bank account. I don't know where that came from.
Well, can't you get, like, if you have a judgment, can't you get a lien or something? Because here's the thing.
You can get a lien, but that's not you, that's the court.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Not personally, but you got to then pay. The court is not going to do that for you. All those additional things to get your money and all of that, that's separate. Once they give you the judgment, then you got to go try to find them. You have to pay to find them. You have to be able, the court will put a lien on them or their house or something, but you got to do all the work to enforce if you're going to get the money. You might be able to do a garnishment, but as a self-employment person, that might not work. So well, that's what I mean. But this was the other issue that I ran into. I couldn't prove per se that Diana received any money. She signed the document with my name. I got that part. But what I was able to do, and that's when the lawyer said we would have to file something in the court to pull the bank account. When Tony sent me the money, let's just say let's just say 50,000 bottles went through. And that was what I was getting ready to get paid on. Tony, I was due, let's just say $5,000. Tony paid me $3,100, which was exactly 51% of the invoice. What happened to the rest of the money? The only reason why I know that he paid her is because he didn't change the wire transfer information, and he had my name on there with Diana's address.
Okay, you got that, right?
I got that.
Okay, so Tony, let me play devil's advocate, right?
Right.
This is what you're going into. So I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just playing devil's advocate. That means that I'm going to take the place of Tony. Tony going to say, I paid you. We agreed that I paid you XYZ 50%, 40%. I paid you. And I got proof where I paid you. So what's your issue? I got proof of it. And then he's going to basically say, well, what about the rest of the merchandise? You're like, that was never delivered. And you got to come back and show where it was delivered and where he did see payment from. All right? Because if all he's going to show, here's what we agreed upon. I gave a check for $31,000.
$3,100.
$3,100. That means if it was 50%, I got $6,200 worth of sales. So I gave her $3,100. And then you probably would come back and say, well, what about the rest of the merchandise?
I'm not going to say that because that's not true. Because I bought a bottle of hand sanitizer from him for $1. And I sold it for $1.30. So anything over 30 cents belonged to my company.
And what was the name of your company?
DNA Health Plus.
Okay, so you got that in right?
Yes.
Okay, so how much did he say to the vendor?
The very first invoice, let's just say, was $5,000. So if I was due $5,000, my company should have received, the 40 cents over the dollar. Let's say it was
You said whatever anything over $1.30.
no anything over a dollar, because I bought it for like $1.02. I'm just saying for kicks and giggles.
Right.
And I sold it for $1.30.
Okay. So how do you figure that? So he got $5,000 in sales. How do you determine how much of that is yours?
I determined he didn't get $5,000 in sales.
How much
Well, oh no, I was due $5,000. Let's just say that particular order paid him $50,000. I was due 5,000. I think it was like 35,000. I can go look at the binder, but I was due 5,000. So anything over the dollar, after I pay you, if I charge 30 cents, I was due the 30 cents off of every bottle that was sold to the customer.
So the quantity was 5,000? Is that the quantity?
No, the quantity was like 50,000 bottles or something like that.
So 50,000 bottles. So if you take 30 times 50, right? 30 cents times 50,000. That's somewhere 30 cents and 50,000. Yeah, that's $15,000, baby.
Right. Well, I messed up something. I might not have those numbers right. Let's try more like 35. Wait a second, Dalton. No. I want to get the numbers right. And the reason why I say that is because he only sent out half of the order. So let's just
make sure you have a case. We don't need to do numbers.
Yeah. But I have all of it in a binder, Dalton, all the numbers and everything.
Okay, but we don't need the process is that you were supposed to get 30 cents
over the dollar. Yes.
Now you can't do it like that, baby. You said 30 cents over a dollar. You're supposed to get 30 cents on every bottle sold.
Right. Okay. No, not on every. Right, and every bottle was sold for $1.30.
Okay, so you get 30 cents of that.
Right.
Yeah, just talk the process.
Okay.
So the process is for every bottle sold.
Right.
You're supposed to get 30 cents.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know how many bottles sold. So let's just go with the 50,000. Let's go with the 50,000. 30 cents of 50,000 is $15,000 approximately. All right, you said it was $1.02, so it's really 28 cents, but we round up 30. That's $15,000. So I'm saying, in order to prove that, from just a layman's standpoint, that binding agreement you have between you and Tony, where it was signed, that makes it a contract, right? You got to show where Tony was paid the $50,000, and then you have to be able to show where he paid you. And I think he's going to say he paid you what you was owed because you received $3,100. Now the difference is what we need to really discuss. I don't know where he only gave you $3,100 if he sold $50,000 of products. There's some other fees and expenses in there that we hadn't discussed.
There was no other fees and expenses, Dalton. I just may not have the numbers right, but when I go look in my binder, I calculated it and he paid me. I think I was due $5,500 from the first invoice, whatever the customer received. And when I calculated, it came to 51% is what he gave me. So even if 51% of $5,500, which was due off of the first invoice, what happened to the other 49%? That's what he gave to Diana and had the nerves to pay her first.
Okay, see, and that's a separate issue.
I know.
That's a separate issue. Now, why is he paying Diana? You're going to have to ask that money was coming to you. Unless Diana was your employee. But you said Diana got something signed when she was your business partner.
That's what she sent to Tony.
Mm-hmm. And see, Tony's going to be clear of that.
No, he's not gonna be clear that because I got all the language in the text messaging and stuff.
If your name is on there, he had no knowledge that she forwarded your signature.
And was fully made Dalton, he was made fully aware before the transaction happened, because when I discovered that Diana had did this, let's just say on a Monday, we was not due to be paid till Friday, and he ignored what I said. He ignored what I sent to him with the contract, with my Secretary of State filing. All of this is in the binder, and he could.
Could you please stop talking about that binder? I know you got evidence in the binder. We're talking about the process, and see, it's going to be hard for a lawyer to help you if you're not going to be able to listen to him. He's going to want to know why Diana's name is on a document as your business partner. Because she provided to Tony, yes, in a wrong and different, and Tony paid her. And the reason why Tony gonna say he paid her, said it was agreed upon. This document here. Now you can come back and say, hey, I informed you, I told you not to pay her, blah, 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 blah. And of course it's gonna tell you that you need to sue Diana for forging your signature. Tony didn't forge your signature, Diana did. Tony felt that he was operating in good faith, paying all parties that were involved. You know, and that's all I'm trying to say. So the 200-page binder, if that's evidence, that's going to be good. Keep it. But the process was that you were supposed to get 30 cents on every merchandise, every product sold, every hand sanitizer sold. You're supposed to get 30 cents. Then about. If he sold 50,000, 30 cents of 50,000 is $15,000. Where is that money? And that was supposed to be paid to your company. Nobody ever told Tony to pay Diana.
Right.
So that's where it gets real murky. Why did he pay Diana? And he's gonna come up with that document.
He can come up with it.
And Diana's gonna side with Tony because she got money. We agreed. I was helping her. I was working with her. And I bet you that attorney gonna say, we don't need to pursue this. You're gonna lose this. You just didn't do what you were supposed to do. They took advantage of a situation here, and he gonna go what he can win. He said, now if there's $50,000 will fail, you supposed to got $15,000. If you only got 3,100, we need to go after the rest, 12,000.
No, not the 12,000. You gotta go after the $5 million that was transferred to him. The total of the customers receive half of the
$5 million. Out of the $5 million, you get 30% out of $5 million. You know how much that is?
A lot.
That's $150,000. Oh no, that's 1.5. Right? Let me get my zeros. That may be 130. 50% of $5 million is 2.5. 30. That's 1.5, baby. I'm sorry. That's 1.5 million.
So you see how my life would have been different?
That's 1.5 million. And that's worth going after. Believe it or not, these really gonna mess with $12,000, $15,000 pro bono. But like 1.5 million, they go pro bono with that. You gonna get 1.5 million, I'm gonna get 30% of 1.5 million. So they're getting like $450K. Yeah, they go after that. But Tony was paid $5 million.
$5 million, 40, yes.
And then never delivered the merchandise.
Only delivered half of it, as far as I know, and as I interviewed the customers to make sure I confirmed everything. They had received half. One customer had received, a hospital had received product from him. They asked him to replace it because it had a foul smell to it. He totally ignored them. They didn't even want their money back. They just wanted good product to use in the hospital.
Oh, the quality of the product
had went down. And that's when I believe that he ran into issues. This is just my theory. He ran into issues with his distributor, and he tried to get another distributor. But at that point, prices had gone up so much that he was coming back to us, telling us that we got to go back and ask the customer for more money. but the customer paid you the 50% to put them in the pipeline, the manufacturer's pipeline. We can't go back and ask the customer for more money.
Who is we? When you say we,
Meaning, it was Peggy and Diana helping me answer phone.
Part of your company. They were your employees.
They weren't Peggy was working for me for the DNA testing business.
Diana had to have something to do with the company.
The only thing, I was in her incubator, and all she did was it blew up.
What's an incubator?
Meaning like a remote office. She had like a remote
office space. Why don't you call it that? Why you gotta use words?
Because it was supposed to be like an entrepreneur incubator where we would show up there, but it just
the office space.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, she was in the office space. So Diana worked for you?
She did not work for me. She just temporarily was picking up the phones. When it's like Dalton, it was just like this happened. COVID happened. Tony and I was already negotiating, talking about using Diana to help me do the paperwork to get me on his GSA schedule so he can offer the products that I had in my catalog. When I found out that he was ahead of his time, he was already doing hand sanitizer to the VA. So then I said, hand sanitizer, I got a lot of requests for different medical supplies because we was also talking about COVID tests. We had masks. It was gowns. It was all kinds of stuff coming in. But I had the hand sanitizer, but I was still working with him on various things, trying to close different types of deals. But the hand sanitizer took off. And that's when I asked him, can I sell it in the commercial? And he said yes. And then because I was already in this field and I had access to marketers that was marketing already to their customers in the medical field, it just took off. And they was bringing me the orders and the phone started ringing and the emails were cranking. It was the most exciting time ever.
Let me share something with you. Can I share this with you?
Yeah.
Let me share this with you. Maybe this will help you, Kim. And this is not about me, but I want to share it will help. So, over at Andrews Air Force Base, they were building these dormitories, right? For the soldiers. Anyway, for a tank and bowl, a toilet, the bowl, and there's a tank. They call it tank and bowl in the plumbing industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get those from the manufacturer at that time for I was getting the tank and bowl $39.99, $40 tank and bowl. Andrews Air Force Base needed 600 or 800. Let's go with the low number. Needed 600 of them, right? 600, and they was willing to pay me $110 per tank and bowl.
Dang, Dalton.
Per tank and bowl. And let me tell you how I was playing racquetball, and the guy was telling me about they're building these doors and they're going through a third party. So they would go through someone else who go to the manufacturer, right? And it was charging them like $140. He would mark it up, $140. So I can go straight to the manufacturer. I didn't have to go to the third party. So they were selling me for $40. I told the guy $110, and I remember he said, if I order 200 more, that's how we got the 800. He said, if I order 200 more, will you give me a discount? And so the first 600 was $110. The second 200 was $90 per tank and bowl. So I didn't have a problem with that, Kim. I was saving him money.
Right.
The guy he was going through was marking it up. He was going, I don't know how much he got. Maybe he was getting 50. I was going through my brother Clint up in New York.
Is Uncle Clint still around?
Yeah, man, he's not doing well. He had a stroke. But anyway, Kim, we're talking $600 60K on that first order. Over 60K. Right? And so out of that 60K, I only had to pay them. I got a discount. I only had to pay them like $29,000 or something. 20 or something. I know Junior wanted the money. Just down there in 30 days, dude. I need this money. Hey, please, at least make a payment on it. So at least give me percent. Because I remember I had to send him. I went on to send him like $33,000 or something, 10% of it. And I finally got the money 45 days later. But what I did, I cut out the middleman. So the guy who was saying that I undercutted him, he said, man, I don't know how you can eat. I don't know how you can buy your groceries with that. And he said, we got a process here. We work together. He said, you cut me out. And he said, you don't give away the stuff? He said, the government got the money. He said, you should at least charge them $140. He said, at least $125. He said, you $90. He said, damn, man, you making it hard for all of us. But listen, I got that contract. So the same thing. I tell you this, so I'm telling you, your issue is Tony.
Yeah.
Cut his behind out. Find a manufacturer, and you got the customer base. You got the customer base, not him. He just has the manufacturer. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, the customer always wins. If you got a customer base, that means you got a market for a product.
Dalton, and that's why when I felt like, God had sent me Dr. Guard, I realized I still had the sales team because, it was popping at that time. And that's when I realized that I had to be the one to set up the escrow, to receive the money, and work directly with the manufacturer. So that's a lesson. I know what you mean. But right now, hand sanitizer ain't hot. I want to bring in my product because it cleans the air, and I believe it can compete with aerosols.
Whatever product, let's say the product is a piece of paper. I'm just saying, cut that middleman.
Right, and go straight to the manufacturer. That's what I
do. To the manufacturer and do the lead work and maybe extra work. Because the guy told me, he said, you're making it hard for all of us. He told me, because he worked for Ferguson Plumbing. It's Ferguson Plumbing in Life. He said, you won't get another one on the space. He said, I'm going to tell you that. So I'm going to put the word out. He said, man, you can't underbid like that. We got to eat. Now, the second one, I got 110. But I didn't know. But look how much money we were making. I was getting that thing for $40. And it's free shipping. They pay for all the shipping. It would come right there. We would have to go there and count them. I remember one time I took a little Delta one. Delta said, Dad, toilet? I didn't count them.
Dalton, I don't care what it is. If you can get the contract. So Dalton, tell me something, because I'm a researcher. How can I find other deals or like something like that where I can jump on or whatever? It's just about being in the right place at the right time.
No, but Kim, you got to understand my background. I got a master's in acquisition and contract management with a concentration in contract management. So I know I get on bidders lists. There used to be the form with DD form 1101. I go to these bases, get on that bidders list, and they contact me. I used to subscribe to the Commerce Business Daily. Commerce Business Daily have all the government contracts. So it's going on, boom. Oh, this is fantastic. I got a check here the other day. I reviewed something for WSSC, right? I didn't even charge the guy for it. And I said, man, here's the review of your test plan, right? And I gave him an outline of it. I got a check in here. It came in the mail for WSSC. I said, what's this? I don't throw away my mail without opening. I said, let me open this. It's been sitting on the table. It was a check for $501 for review of that document. It took me 2.5, 3 hours at the most. I say 2 hours. He sent me a check for $500, and I got a relationship with him. But only thing pissed me off, he sent it to my name. And I told him, I said, anytime you send in my business name, so I can charge it to the business. I got a tax ID and everything. But what I do, I go to pre-solicitation briefings, and they always need a minority. See, I'm a veteran. I'm a disadvantaged veteran, right? I'm a black man. I'm a disabled veteran. So I'm a minority. Believe it or not, they need minorities on these big contracts. The one I'm trying to get, they doing waste. They going underground. These underground, these cameras. They're underground, and they're for monitoring the sewage and stuff. They had cameras underground. You know, you go down to a manhole.
Mm-hmm.
In the manhole, they had got cameras, and they need these cameras clean, right? I don't know about that. I told the guy, I said, listen, I'm a minority owned business. He said, you minority owned? I said, I'm a veteran. I'm a disadvantaged minority owned. Like, I'm going to give you a call. I ain't heard from him yet, but I was like, I don't know about no cameras down in no manhole, but our dogs don't show nothing. If you give me some work, I'm going to go down there. No, first thing about a manhole. But I go do stuff like that.
So, Dalton, I have a question for you because I'm a researcher. If I was to find some kind of contract or something, would that be something you could team up with me to get it?
Kim, I'm scared to team up with you. You lethal, baby. I'm scared to team up with you.
What you mean?
You got to find someone who's willing to team up with you.
Right.
There's plenty of people out there who team up with you. You can rule. I saw your picture. You don't send me no more videos. You looking too good. Don't send me no more video. You looking nice. I don't want no image of you in my head. I think I'm gonna delete that one.
Dalton, I mean, you acting like I'm just being myself.
I know my weakness. I ain't messing around with y'all. I know my weak. I'm in a good place. I am. Well, no, don't send me no more videos of you. But you're looking sort of nice now. Yeah.
I was just got up that day and decided I was gonna show up for myself and believe it or not, Dalton, the only thing I wear is lipstick. I do my eyebrows and lipstick.
I say you got some important lips. You do. I'm gonna leave that alone, but please don't send me no videos, no pictures. I don't want no.
I was just saying happy Thanksgiving. You acting like I sent you something. Wait, I might have to show you some of my photos. You gonna really be crazy. Cause that ain't nothing. I had a turtleneck on. Didn't I have a turtleneck on that day?
Did not say your lips were very important.
Oh, that's my accent.
Your accent.
Yeah, just I call that my accent piece because I think I have a relatively nice smile and everything, and I just show up, and I guess because I glow. I don't know, but damn, Dalton, why can't I attract the right dude? I don't know. I need me seasoned, seasoned black and white pepper.
I believe that taking care was mine. I do. I believe what taking care was mine. I believe I'm supposed to provide and protect for you. And I give what we got. I'm gonna give you a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and all your needs. Not your wants, but all your needs. And I supply most of your wants. But that's just who I am. So I stay away. I see something lethal. But you got to team up with the right person. And I try to stay on the low key.